We were really interested in the citizens curriculum because it really chimed with the way that we see education, in that we kind of reject this one-size-fits-all model. We wanted our courses to be participant-led, responsive to the actual group, and not predict what they might want, but actually find out what the students want in terms of their learning. So it was a good fit. We were really interested in the project, firstly because it resonated with what we were doing already. So we were committed, and are still committed, to something called Participatory ESOL. And we define that as being an education that draws on the students' existing strengths, that locally is responsive to the sort of local needs of the group. It's not top-down, it's not that deficit model of education where the teacher sort of fills the empty heads of the learners with all of their knowledge. We reject that model of education. It's much more dialogical. The learning, the knowledge and the skills are co-constructed. They're built up together with the students and the teachers working together, and it's very flexible. So the language teaching, in our case, because we're an ESOL organisation, the actual nuts and bolts of the language emerge from the conversations and the work that the students are doing. The other reason we were really interested in the pilot was not only that we felt like we were well matched, but also we hadn't considered the very important element of the citizens curriculum, which is this emphasis on multiple capabilities. So our organisation it's intrinsically about sort of rights and civic capabilities. We didn't express it in that way, but we talked about taking action for social change. So language, which is one of the citizens curriculum capabilities, and civic, we were doing, but we hadn't really considered the importance of these other capabilities and being able to have a language, what was primarily a language course, but also that would touch upon these other really important capabilities. They emerged in our classes from time to time, but the citizens curriculum encouraged us to be much more systematic about it, and to draw out and focus on these other capabilities such as numeracy, digital capabilities, financial capabilities, and health as well. So that's really it focused our attention on those things, and we've really benefited from that. One reason why it's really useful and exciting is because it unlocks that creativity that the teachers and the learners have got, and that can be slightly stifled by a very sort of rigid curriculum. I speak to a lot. I mean, I'm involved. I've also worked in many different contexts for local authorities, worked in a college before, and they do fantastic work, but one of the frustrations can be that there isn't so much scope to follow the interests of the students and the group. So in one way it sets you much more free to do that. You've got a set of tools and possible activities and some guidelines, and above all a stance towards education, which can be really useful, but there is much more freedom to do what you want, and it can therefore be much more useful and responsive. So I think teachers will really want to use this approach. Your first decisions when you're thinking about your citizens curriculum is like, how long have you got? How many sessions? How am I going to work with the multiple capabilities? Am I going to take one for an extended period, or maybe focus on a different capability in a different session, which is another approach? I would say the citizens curriculum is innovative, it's participatory, and it's free. It frees you up to do what you want. So innovative, participatory, and free.